Hi everybody, welcome to another edition of FAQ on trading, the frequently asked questions about trading. A question I get asked all the time is, how many screens do I need to effectively day trade? The answer is actually no screens. Back in the day, you would call your broker, asking what the quote for IBM is. They would tell you $98.03 because it was trading in fractions back then. Then you decide to buy or not buy. Well, those days are long gone. We have easy and very cheap access to monitors and screens. In the back, you see I have 5 32-inch screens. At my other trading office, I have 12 screens. The answer is you need as many screens as you require to do what you need to do. Each person is different. I will tell you why I need my screens. This is not for ego. This is not to show off, although it looks pretty darn cool, right? But that is not the intention. The reason I have so many screens is because of information. Each screen has data that I need to day trade. That data I can either look up at the time that I need it, which will take me precious seconds, or the data is already there for me. So I can have information about the stock, multiple different charts, everything. And I'm not just trading one position. I may be trading 5 positions. And so each one of these screens could be devoted to each position. 2 or 3 charts per position, all the news affected for that. So the reason I have these charts and these screens is not because I'm trying to show off. It's because getting the information is time sensitive. The difference between a few seconds could mean the difference between making money and missing the trade. Or worse yet, losing because you do not have the news up there and something bad happens to your stock. What I have on my screens are news, multiple charts per position, and each position I actually have multiple order entries open with already keyed in sizes and prices. So when the time comes, I can click a button. It acts like a hotkey, but it's not really a hotkey because I can key in different routes, whatever it may be. I'm not a big fan of hotkeys. If you like hotkeys, you can use hotkeys. But for me, I like to have multiple windows open, ready to go, so when the time comes, I can just click a button. And that is the reason why I have all these screens. I may not use one of the screens all the time because I'm not going to look at it. But when I need the information, I'm looking over, and it's a blink of an eye, I'll find out the information. And another reason is because it can also mimic multiple traders in a room environment. I am a retail trader trading at home. This is my home office. And I'm not in a trading floor with 10 other guys. So you imagine 10 other guys if you're trading on Wall Street or whatever you have, a trading floor, and each guy has 4 screens. That's effectively 40 screens across 10 guys. So you can scream out, hey, Johnny, over in research, can you tell me the warrant price of the stock if they have any open dilution? And he will scream back at me. I do not have that liberty. So I have to have one screen up just for the filings for that stock, just in case it updates or just in case I need to find information. I can do control find, whatever. And those are the precious few minutes that can determine whether or not you make a money on that trade or not. So the next time you see someone with multiple screens, don't just think it's because they're showing off. It could very well be because they're an experienced trader and they know that time is very crucial. And they use each one of those real estate. This is called real estate. I call these real estate. I don't call these screens. They're very precious. I only have on this trading office 5 32 inches. At home I have 12. So real estate here for me is very limited. I do not have enough space actually. During the trading day, when I trade more stocks, I would love to have more charts up, but I cannot. So it depends on you. Some people are very scatterbrained and they can only focus on one trading stock at a time, but that is not really my fault that I can trade 5 positions, 10 positions at once, right? So, you know what I'm saying? It works for some people, it doesn't work for some people. But try it before you knock it, guys. Try it before you knock it. I guarantee you, if you love one screen, you would love 2 screens. If you love 2 screens, you would love 4 screens. Where is the level that I think you need? I think, in my opinion, to be a professional day trader at home doing this, you need at least 4 screens, guys. 4 screens. If you have more, it's fine. But the minimum, in my opinion, is 4. If you have 4, you're going to soon realize 4 goes away real fast. Real estate on that goes away real fast. And I'll give you advice on how to set that up. You want to look for resolution. Just because you have 10 screens, but there's low res, It's not equivalent to even 132 high res. So resolution is very important. And if you want to add on more monitor cards, each card actually can fit 3 or 4 screens. So you have to add multiple cards. But here's the secret. If you don't want to tinker with the back of your box, there are things called a USB video adapter that you can buy. So like a USB 3 to a display port adapter. They're very cheap, like 70 bucks. And you can stick that to your USB port, and each USB port now becomes a video card for your external monitor. Good luck, guys, and happy trading. I'll see you in the next edition of FAQ on Trading.